So when I talk to an influencer, I say to them, what's your problem? They say, well, I need to make more money. That's generally what the first thing they said. I need to make more money. If I stopped right there, I could have been like, all right, I'm going to go get you a loan, or here's a credit card. Like, what's the money thing? But I kept asking. So like, how do you want to make money? Well, I want to make money by monetizing my audience. Who's your audience? These are the people I speak to. Why do they listen to you? Generally, what they like to hear is blah, blah, blah. How would you like to make money by talking to them? Well, if I could do this or if I could do that, they started telling me exactly what they wanted as a value proposition. I just kept asking, what is it? How do you want to do it? Why a million times? And asking that enough, what I started to hear was, I know what works for my audience. The influencer would tell me, I know what works for my audience better than any brand can tell me. And if I could just give my audience what they want, I know it would sell. And when I started to ask them, okay, how do you do that? How do you want to give that to the audience? They would tell me, I want to pick up my phone, select a product, put it in my post, and push it to my audience. Okay, there's the product I need to build right there. When I asked 10 influencers, and each one of them said something similar to that, not exactly that, but something similar. And after listening to 10 of them, I was like, oh, I know what the product needs to be. They have literally told me exactly what they need to do. And so I'm going to write that down using their words, right? I didn't come up with it. I recorded our conversations and I used their words. And then I created a pitch, just a little pitch of a value proposition. And I went back to them and I said, what if I created an app that you could pick up and you could pick any product that you wanted and you could associate it with any photo or video that you have, or you could make a photo or video for that product and you could push it to your audience and your audience could engage with the content and buy the product. Like I couldn't get through that sentence before they were like, yes, that's the thing I want. And it's like, all I did was listen to them, structure it in a way that is a value proposition, tell it back to them. They loved it. And so then I started getting more out of them. Okay, so what does that experience need to look like? When are you going to do it? What would you call that? What brands make sense for you? Just working through all that stuff with the customer, and they designed the product for me. And because of that, when we actually went to design the product after I raised the money, we sat down with influencers, 30 of them, and put paper in front of them. And we had little cutouts of apps and little cutouts of buttons, like add to cart or upload image or whatever, and said, help us design this. Take the little button for add to cart and put it where you want to see it on this little paper app. And so we did that. And then we'd go mock it up. We'd draw it. And then we'd come back and say, like, hey, does this look like what you wanted? And they're like, yeah, but this and that and this and that. And we'd ask for corollary experiences. We'd say, have you seen this somewhere else that would be helpful for us to understand what would be helpful for you? And they'd be like, oh yeah, this one time. And they'd pull up an app, or, oh yeah, this other experience. And through doing that, iterating with the customer for weeks, we ended up designing something that when we showed it to them, 98% of them understood it without any information or instructions. We just showed them the app and they go, this is exactly what I'm looking for. We didn't tell them what it was. We didn't tell them how to use it. We just showed it to them and they went, that's what I want. That kind of iterative product design, value proposition definition, it just reduces the risk because the customer is leading you to the solution.